So this class this morning, let's start ourselves in Shavasana. So just lying down in Shavasana, palms facing up towards the sky. I'm just going to take a moment to rest our bodies here on the floor. So this is our yoga for mindfulness class. And today I want us to think about the season, winter as a season, because often we talk about winter and we talk about Christmas, and then it's like, oh, it's the new year, it's January, it's February, but we know that winter obviously extends into December, January, into February, and these are the real cold times of the year. And we're probably coming kind of to the real sort of peak of the coldness now. And it's really important to be very mindful of our bodies and look after our bodies, care for our bodies over winter. And that means keeping warm, keeping cosy. So just let yourself settle here. And just get this feeling of winter. A time for retention, reflection, and almost introspection as well. But we still want to kind of retain this sense of curiosity and adventure in our lives as we kind of settle and hunker down. And the feeling of winter, the winter is often represented by the water element. And the water element is about stillness and contemplation. And this is really good for us to really see, in order to see where life is taking us, and just to develop this sense of inner peace. Especially at this moment in time when everything we really don't know what's happening. We're kind of feeling a bit of limbo at the moment. So, which can really upset our nervous system, can upset our autoimmune system as well. So just trying to develop a little bit of inner peace, just flowing gently in the path of life. Also knowing which direction we're heading, which is quite hard at the moment, but we know underneath, don't we? We think of all the ripples on the surface of the water, and then underneath we can find this calmness in our bodies. So just flowing gently in our lives, and just knowing kind of which direction we're heading is the key to this stress-free winter, and how to kind of increase longevity. And then we can just enjoy this life's journey and not just rush from one thing to the next. And it's time to kind of confront our fears and regain our courage. And also to withdraw, replenish our energy and our vitality. It's also a really good time to kind of gain answers to our inner wisdom of all the questions that life poses. We're not going to do that in this class, but it just kind of allows us to be open. And winter teaches us how to just flow with the tide of life, just not to struggle against it. And when we can flow, we can sometimes discover new purpose. And then we can attain our goals and fulfill our destiny. And we think about it, how water is linked into the body in this fluid. And I think about bathing our brain and cleanses our minds, enhances our memories. And the kidneys and the bladder regulate water in our body. Water also comes from the adrenals, which are linked to the kidneys as well. So it makes sense just to conserve our energy at this time of the year. And also the colour of winter is blue. And colours can affect our moods. And this blue is also often associated with being cool and calm, hopeful, protected, cleansed, relaxed. Blue often inspires mental control, creativity and clarity. It has this lovely calming effect on our nervous system. And we often associate this blue with the night sky, and it can help us make us feel more relaxed as well. And also, just another thing, that blue is an appetite suppressant, so nature doesn't really give us any blue foods, so we're not used to it, so it can actually help to suppress the appetite as well. So in winter, it's a real good time to become mindful. I think in the autumn, it kind of shows us how we can connect to nature and be mindful in nature. And when we come to the winter, it's this time for hibernation. And just to start this sort of being winter in this relaxed state of mind, it's an opportunity to slow down, to keep warm, and just take total responsibility of how we feel. And be mindful to take care of ourselves. And we do that with breathing, we do that with our yoga, we do it with how we eat, our exercise. Also bear in mind not to exercise too strongly as well during winter. And try and keep I always try and keep my feet warm. If I can keep my feet warm and my kidneys warm, usually I feel okay. So we're going to just have a gentle practice this morning, as I said. And I want you to be mindful of your body. I want you to be mindful of your breath and how we work. And also, as we breathe now, I just want you to kind of just notice what's happening with your breath. Notice that cool air just rushing through your nose. Just be aware of the actual physical effects of our breath. And as we exhale, we can just feel that breath coming out. Just making that breath a little bit deeper. And the breath will help cleanse your body. It will also help you slow down. So as we slow the breath down, we can slow our mind, we can slow our bodies down. So just take a little moment here to be aware of your breath, be aware of the movement. Be aware of how it makes you feel. Lots of people suffer from the winter blues, don't they? So just kind of being aware of nature and the cycles of nature. And we know that we're coming into a lighter time of the year, can often give us a little bit of a lift as well. And also just not to get overtired. Make sure that you kind of work with the cycle of nature. Make sure you sleep well. You don't work on your PCs late into the night or have any screen time late into the night. And maybe sort of work the cycles, going to bed earlier, getting up earlier. It can really help us. It can really help us kind of balance through this time of winter. I quite like winter. I always think it's the new year. I always think it's time to like this new start, and I always quite like that sort of feeling, that fresh feel. But I know not everyone likes winter. So it's just how we can be mindful, looking after our bodies, nurturing our bodies through this time. So let's just bend those knees, take the feet onto the floor. And just relaxing the shoulders onto the earth. Just take the hands onto the belly. And as we breathe, feel the rise and fall of the breath here. Underneath the hands. As you exhale, just feel it move. And as we exhale, just feel the whole body surrendering down into the earth. As we breathe in, we feel the body expand. And as we exhale, just releasing. From here, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Just tugging that right leg in. Just draw, take the hands around the back of the leg. And just drawing that leg over slightly to the right hand side. And allow the left knee to drop over to the left hand side. So you've kind of got a diagonal from the right knee to the left knee, still holding on to that right leg. And just breathe, relax into the shoulders, relax into those hips. And then from here, we're going to breathe in, bring the right knee back into the centre, and then just taking the left hand on the outside of the right knee and guiding that right leg over towards the earth. And then taking that right arm, so the right knee comes over to the left, and the right arm comes out to the right. Keep those shoulders relaxed, looking over to the right hand. Listen to the sound of the breath. Feel that flow of the breath. Breathe in, lifting that right knee back up. And then just allow that left leg to follow, to bring that left foot flat down on the floor and the knee comes up. Extend the right leg up towards the sky. Keep that chin tucked in and then exhale, lift the head up towards the knee. And then from here, breathing in, just run the hands down the back of the leg, bend that right knee. Take that right foot down onto the floor, bring that left knee in towards the chest. Hug that left knee in and just drawing that left leg in towards the body. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Open up the sole of the foot. And then let the left knee drop over to the left and the right knee drops over to the right. So you're kind of opening up into the hips here. Holding it here as we open into the side of that left side of the groin. And the right side as well as the knee drops out towards the earth. And just breathe in here. Keep the body relaxed and softened. And then from here, coming up, bring that leg up, slide it across the body, take the right hand on the outside of the left knee, and then just drawing that left knee over to the right hand side. It can be quite high, and then the left arm comes out and just twisting over, looking over to the left hand. And just breathe here, nice and easy. And from here, we're kind of like twisting through the kidneys as well, stretching out as we pull that leg across. And then from here, lifting that left leg back up towards the centre. Bring that right leg up as well. Lifting that left leg, extend that left leg, breathe in. Exhale, lift the head up towards the knee. And then breathe in and drawing it down. Bring that left knee in towards the chest. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. And then just rocking from side to side. So we're actually rocking through. The kidneys are kind of like underneath the ribs at the back. So just below, if you think where the bottom of the ribs are, they're just underneath there. So let's circle now and see if we can really kind of like massage into that area. Just in one direction. Be aware of how the body moves and how the body moves on the floor. Just take your time. So sometimes we rush so much. If we just take our time, we can kind of feel into everything. And then back into the opposite direction, circling round. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Breathe in, exhale, curl the head up towards the knee. And then breathe in, releasing down. Let the knees just push away very gently, and then as we exhale, just flow through the body. Flow with the breath. Now this time as we exhale, lift the head up, just come all the way up, and then we're going to come straight over onto the hands and onto the knees. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Sit back, and as we drop back, we feel that lovely stretch over that lower back, and the head comes down onto the floor. So stretching the arms out in front of you. So just finding that stillness of the moment, really being mindful of your actions here. So we're just really nice and quiet. We're feeling that breath flowing over the body. And then from here we're going to breathe in. We're going to lift up onto the hands, onto the knees. Bring the chest and the heart forward into our cat pose. And then as we exhale, just round through the back and let the hips drop all the way down towards the earth. Now stretch those arms out a little bit further, lift the chest a little bit. So we're going to breathe in, come forward, bending those elbows, lowering down and lift up. And then exhale and easing all the way back. So watch those shoulders. If you don't want to do that Ashtanga and Asana, then what you can do is just to come into cat again. So otherwise we're going to just breathe in. Come forward, bring that chest and heart forward, lowering the body all the way down. Breathing in, lifting up through the chest. And exhale and push all the way back. Take your time with this. You don't have to lift up high. This is strong for like first thing in the morning if you haven't done any movement at all yet. And then coming through, lowering the chest down. Exhale. And just making sure those hands are in that right position, because if they're too far forward, you're gonna struggle. And if they're too far back, you're gonna struggle as well. So from here, breathe in, come forward, lifting, just flowing with the breath. Let that body move. My knees are slightly apart just to make that easier on my lower back to start with. And just a few more times, just flowing through the breath. Listen to the sound of the breath. Take your time as you open the chest and then rolling back. And then just a few more times, breathing in. Exhale. Last time here. Just flow through. And lifting. And then exhale and just sit the hips all the way back. Extend those hands out in front of you. And just breathe in here. Feel that lovely stretch across the sacrum. And let the breath flow. Feel that breath moving through the body. And then exhale. And then just taking those hands onto those knees, sitting back. If this feels uncomfortable for you, you can come up onto the knees. We're not going to be here for too long. We're going to breathe in, lift the arms up with the in-breath. Excuse me, exhale, let the arms come down with the out-breath. And again, breathing in, lifting those arms all the way up. Lift up onto those knees. Exhale, take those hands into the lower back. So we've been kind of working with the lower back and opening. So we're going to take the hands where the kidneys are. So that's kind of just like the ribs, bottom of the ribs here, and the kidneys are kind of just tucked up underneath there. So taking the hands onto the kidneys. You can take the hands either way round. You don't have to have the fingers facing up. And just take a moment to notice if there's any heat there. And maybe feel your warming hands just touching through onto the ribs, and lift the chest and the heart, pull the hips forward, open up through the belly. You can let the head look back slightly as you open up through the throat. Feel the breath flow. Keep those elbows pulling in tight. And then from here, keeping that length in the spine, exhale, sit down back on the heels. Reach those hands all the way forward. Breathing in, pull the chest and the heart forward. Tucking the toes under and push back into your downward facing dog. And then just paddling through the feet as we open up through the backs of the legs here. Press into the hand. Now if you've got shoulder issues, maybe think about bringing the hands bringing the knees down onto the floor. Then you can kind of tuck one toe and stretch it out if you've got shoulder issues here. So whatever feels right for you, either in downward facing dog, just paddling through those feet. We just open up and waken up the back of those legs. From here, we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet, just into a forward fold, and this really stretches out through the kidney meridian here and into the bladder. So as we breathe in, we lift up. As we exhale, just folding all the way down. Think of that jellyfish movement, it's that jellyfish in the water. Breathing in and exhale, letting the body bend the knees. As we breathe in, maybe look to lengthen into the backs of the legs. Exhale and releasing down. Breathing in, lifting the chest, walking those hands back into your downward facing dog. Push the weight all the way back. From here, we're going to take the right leg. We're going to just bend the knees and place that right foot through in between the hands. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Keep that back leg nice and strong. Lengthen. Bring that left knee down onto the floor. Exhale, straighten into that right leg. Let the head come towards the knee. And then breathe in, chest and heart comes forward. And then exhale and pushing all the way back. And breathe in and chest and heart comes forward. And exhale and pushing all the way back. And then from here, breathing in, come forward. We're going to lift up through the body. Take both hands all the way up towards the sky. Open up those hands. Place those hands, maybe fingers up like we did just a moment ago, onto the kidneys, and then just letting the hip come forward. Lift and open the chest. We feel that we kind of push up through the ribs. Pull the elbows together. Bend into that knee. Holding it here. And each time we exhale, maybe sink a little bit deeper into it. Release those hands, breathe in, sweep those arms up. Draw the arms back past the ears. Make sure that you're kind of not gripping with those front toes as we stretch. Just hold it here, let the breath flow. And as we breathe in, maybe you can think about kind of lifting up. As we exhale, kind of sinking back a little bit further, maybe taking the hands together if you want to work a little bit harder. You don't have to keep the arms apart. And just breathe here. And then breathe in. Exhale, take the hands all the way down to the sides. Tuck the toes under. Lift that back knee off of the floor. From here, we're going to step back into your downward facing dog pose. Bring the knees down onto the floor. And just be aware that the hands are slightly further forward than the shoulders here. So we're going to breathe in, chest and heart comes forward. Exhale, roll all the way back. Sit back on the heels, so as we did before. So we're going to breathe in, scoop along the floor, lifting up. And then exhale, coming through. And then breathing. You don't have to come along the floor, you can come up. Exhale, lower down. Breathe in, lift. You can keep it low. You don't have to keep it this high. Exhale. And pushing back. Breathing in, chest and heart comes forward, lowering it down. Lift the chest. Exhale. And just a couple more. Breathing in, come forward, lower. So we're working the arms, but just be careful how those shoulders feel. Last time with this flow. Keep the flow of the breath, come forward, scoop it forward. Let the chest come down, open up through the heart. Exhale, push back. Tucking the toes under. We're going to come back. Walk the hands back towards the knees. So the toes are tucked under this time. Breathe in, lifting the arms all the way up. Take the hands into the lower back. Lift up onto those knees. Lift, so it's a bit like our Ustrasana. So just pushing those hips forward. And the back is supporting through those kidneys. Let the breath flow. Keep the shoulders drawing all the way down the back. And then from here, breathing in, just coming down. Bring those hands forward. Push back into your downward facing dog. Turn that tailbone high. Just walking through the feet, just lengthening through the backs of the legs. You can move here, just swaying, just imagine your body just floating in water and just fluidly just moving around. And then from here we're going to walk back just into Uttanasana, letting the head hang. And as we breathe in, we lift up. And as we exhale, we fold forward, stretching out through the kidneys. Really good to activate through the bladder, the kidneys, this pose here. Good for the stomach as well. And exhale. And breathe in, lifting up. Walk back into your downward facing dog. So just walking those hands forward. Push the body back. Then this time we're going to bend the knees, bring that left foot forward in between the hands. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Bring the back knee down onto the floor. Chest and heart comes forward. So just remember we're mindfully moving. So just notice each contraction of each muscle. Breathe in, chest and heart comes forward. And exhale. And pushing back, head to knee. And breathe in, chest and heart comes forward. And then bend that front knee. Press into that front foot. Lift the arms up. Exhale. Sunburst those arms all the way out. And just bring the hands into the lower back. So you can remember you can bring them down. You can place them fingers facing up towards the sky. Whatever you feel is right for you. And each time we exhale, just feel yourself just dropping a little bit lower, a little bit deeper. Pull that tailbone in and up. Imagine you're drawing the tailbone up towards the navel. Open up the throat. One thing I like as well about when we work with the meridians and everything is that we flow. And water element combines with the sacral chakra here, which we're kind of working. And blue, the colour blue is the throat chakras. We're kind of like opening up through the throat, through the front of the body. So from here, breathe in, lift the arms up. And if you want, you can bring the hands together. Or you can keep the hands apart. You don't have to bring those hands together. Just see how that feels. Just drawing the arms back towards the ears. Allow the breath to flow through your body here. Be mindful of the breath. Be mindful of the movement of the body. Open up through the arms. Let the hands come all the way down. Tuck the back toe under and push back into your downward facing dog. Come up onto those toes. Bring those knees down onto the floor. Chest and heart comes forward. And sitting back, stretch those arms out in front of you, let the head come down. And just holding it there for a moment. Lovely. And again, just feel that lovely stretch over as we're kind of stretching out into the kidneys. And then from here, breathing in, sitting back on the heels. Just lift the chest up high. Tuck the toes under. Push back into Uttanasana again, letting the head release. Let the head feel nice and soft and fluid. Bend those knees, and we're going to breathe in, and we're going to lift both arms all the way up towards the sky. Lift the arms on the in-breath. And then as we exhale, let those hands just drop all the way down. So again, we're going to breathe in, lifting those arms all the way up. And just again, trying to keep stillness within our body. And exhale, let those hands come all the way down. Breathe in, lifting those arms all the way up. Bring the palms together, bring the thumbs into the heart. So we're going to take the feet apart. Maybe you might want to come long ways on your mat. It's up to you. So the feet are sort of a bit more than hip width apart. Let me just adjust my mat. It always goes on a little move. So from here, and the feet are slightly turning out here, but we're not too wide. So we're going to take a nice long deep breath in, stretch out, feel the body opening, feel from your right hand to your left foot, and kind of stretch from the right hand to the left foot, feel that diagonal stretch, and then exhale, release, and then from the left hand to the right foot, or the other way around, whatever it was, and then just stretching, come through. Stretch into both hands, into both feet. Exhale from here, we're going to bend the knees. Just bring the hands down onto the thighs. Just run the hands down the knees. And then pull the chest and the heart forward here. And then as we exhale, round through. Pull, almost like a cat movement here. Pull the tailbone forward. And then breathing in, chest and heart comes forward. Exhale. And rounding through. And breathe in. So push the tailbone away. Lift the chest and the heart as you breathe in. So you kind of slightly dip through the back. And then as you exhale, pull the tailbone under. And then round through. And then breathe in. Lift the chest and the heart forward. Lengthen the back. Now run the hands down the legs to the ankles. Letting the head just release all the way down here. As we breathe in, still keeping that little movement through the body, breathing in, exhale, nice and mindful of your movement here. And then from here, breathing in, lifting all the way up. Lift those arms up towards the sky, stretch out into those four corners of the body. Exhale, come down, bring the hands together, bring those knees, bend those knees. Now this time we're going to breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down towards the earth. Now the feet aren't too wide. And then just turn the toes in so the heels press out. And just letting the head hang down here. So because the legs aren't very wide, we're not looking to get the head down at all. We're looking to get a nice deep flexion in the body here. And as we breathe in, we lift up. And then as we exhale, we stretch through. And again, we're stretching we're kind of compressing as we come down into the internal organs. And we're stretching through the kidneys and the kidney meridian, the bladder meridian. And then breathe in. Bring the hands over, when the legs are straight, bring the hands over to the right foot. And then just letting the head come down towards that right foot. And as we breathe in, we lengthen. As we exhale, we're coming through. Press down into that right foot as we ease over. Come back to the centre. Then from here we're going to just bend that right leg. So just bend that right leg. So we come down. So we're kind of, hands come into the centre. Bend the right leg. Not too deep to start with. We're going to kind of work into this. And then breathing, come back to the centre. Breathing in, lift. And then as we exhale, bring the hands over to the left foot. Let the head come down towards the left knee. Working with the breath, so we kind of lift and lengthen both legs are straight to start with. Then draw the hands back towards the centre. Bend the left leg. So we're just easing over, stretching into the right leg. And just stay in there. Don't move around. Just stay in one pose. And you can feel that. Probably feel that left leg. Maybe having a little bit of a wobble there because it's kind of under a little bit of pressure. Breathe in. Come back to the centre. Take the toes out. Push the heels out so we're a little bit deeper. Let the head come down towards the earth. It's going to come down closer towards the floor, but you might not be able to get it on the floor still. So we're looking for that flexion. We breathe in, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the hands over to that right foot. Let the head come down towards that right knee. Then bring the hands down, not into the centre. Almost bring the left hand kind of centre and right hand towards the foot. And then we're going to kind of like dip down a little bit deeper. Just notice how much deeper that is. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, just turn that left foot up as you come onto the onto the right toes. Left heel turns up. And just hold it here, so into a skandasana. You don't have to do that. You can stay in that last pose you were in. And then from here, breathe in and coming up. Now from here, we're going to turn onto that right leg, not left leg. Turn onto the right leg. Bring that back knee down onto the floor. Lift both arms all the way up towards the sky. Stretch those arms up. Draw those arms back so we come back into Ardha Chandrasana pose. Just lifting, draw the arms back. Sinking it down nice and deep. Exhale from here, we're going to bring the left elbow over the right knee. Twist it through. Look up towards that right elbow here. Pull the chest and heart round as we just breathe into that twist. And then exhale, let those hands come all the way down towards the earth. Walking those hands all the way. Actually, no, we're going to keep the hands there, sorry. Now we're going to take the back foot back, step back into your downward facing dog. Tailbone high. Breathing in, come forward into your plank. Bring the knees down, or if you want, come down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Lift and open the chest. You can be in upward facing dog here, or cobra. Exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. So press back into downward dog. From here, we're going to lift the right leg all the way up towards the sky. So just lifting that right leg up. Bring that right foot forward in between the hands. Bring the right foot all the way through in between the hands. Bring the elbows. You can bring the knee down here, or you can keep the knee up. Bring the elbows down towards the earth. Really dip there, deep into those hips. Use your breath. And then from here, breathing in, walking the hands all the way back. From here, just heel toe the feet in a little bit, so we'll come back to the centre. Breathe in, coming all the way up. Lift those arms up towards the sky, stretching all the way out, up and out. Stretch into the fingers, stretch into the toes. And then exhale, let the hands come down. Run those hands all the way down. Heel toe out, heel again, so the toes are pressing out. So first of all, we're going to come over to the left leg. We're going to bend, stretching over to that left leg first of all. And work with the breath. Then bring the hands back in, so the right hand comes over, sort of midline. And then from here, just bend that left leg. And you can keep it here if you want to, so you're coming down a bit lower. If you want to take it a bit further, just spin through and bring that right heel up when you're on the left toe. So you don't have to do that, that's up to you. So feeling that stretch there. Remember, you can just bend into that left leg. And then from here, bring the hands round. We're going to spin the body round to the left-hand side. Bring that left knee down onto the floor. Breathe in, lift both arms all the way up towards the sky. Stretch those arms up. Drop into those hips. Throwing those arms all the way back. Drop down. Find your balance, find your core up through your root, through the sacrum. Exhale, let those hands come all the way down towards the earth. Tuck the back toe under, push back into your downward facing dog. So from here you can come forward into plank, into chaturanga, or you can come forward, you can drop the knees down, you can bring the chest down, and you can lift up. Roll the shoulders. Exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. Turn that tailbone up towards the sky, turn it up nice and high, lovely. From here, we're going to lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bring that right foot forward in between the hands. Bring both hands onto the inside, and then from here you can bring the back knee down. If you want to work a bit hard to keep the back knee off the floor, otherwise you can bring the back knee down, bring the elbows down onto the floor, and if you've got your knee down, let the foot go nice and flat here. Just breathe into that deep stretch. And then lifting up, come onto those hands. Tuck the back toe under. This time we're going to push back into our downward facing dog. Bring the knees down onto the floor. Sit back onto the heels. Let the brow of the head just come down onto the floor. Stretch those arms out in front of you as you breathe here. Nice long deep breaths. Stretching, lengthening. And then from here we're going to breathe in. And we're going to lift all the way up, roll the shoulder blades all the way down the back. Lift both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the thumbs into the heart. Keep those shoulders relaxed. From here we're going to come into a seated position. So I'm going to elevate my hips on my pillow here. So a lovely way to kind of keep ourselves balanced throughout the winter season as well is by doing our pranayama. So today we're going to do alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So I want you to think about sitting nice and tall, stacking the spine all the way up. listening to the sound of the breath. So we're going to let the breath settle just for a moment and just notice, and again, just trying to keep that stillness, maybe keeping your movements nice and slow and still as we kind of move from one practice to another. Listen to the sound of the breath, making sure you're nice and warm. So we're going to take the right hand and we're going to bring the right hand up to the face. Now, you can either bring the forefinger and the middle finger in towards each other, or you can just place those in the third eye. And that kind of, I quite like to do that sometimes, kind of feel like it's lifting my head and supporting my head. So just take a nice long deep breath in. And then as we exhale, just let the breath flow through both nostrils. And then breathe in. Block the right nostril, breathe out at the left. Breathe in to the left. Imagine you're breathing up to the right side of the brain. And then we're going to kind of take the awareness over to the left side of the brain and breathe out of the right nostril. And then breathe in through the right nostril. To the left side of the brain, take the awareness over to the right side of the brain, breathe out of the left nostril. Breathe in through the left, up to the right side, across and out and over. And just carry on, just imagine this kind of like figure of 8 here. As you breathe up, breathe in through one nostril to the opposite side of the brain, and then down and round and up and round and down and round. And we know that Nadi Shodhana can kind of bring that balance to our bodies, especially in winter. So taking your time. Just feel the breath flow through your body. As I said earlier on, the sea can be rough and our exterior can be rough. And we have lots of ripples, and at the moment with big ripples, big waves going on the outside. But we've always had this calm centre within. And by using our pranayama, and if we have a little pranayama practice each day, that can really bring about some like stillness within our body. Stillness within our mind. So next time you breathe out of the left nostril, just making that the last of your Nadi Shodhana breath. And letting the hands just drop down. And then taking time just to settle. And still, just feel that stillness. That smooth breath just flowing through your body. Bring about that sense of calm and stillness. here we're going to lie down in Shavasana, so taking your time just to come down into Shavasana. And again, just taking your time, trying to be as smooth and calm, just fluid as we kind of drop down into the earth. And so we're going to do, for our relaxation, a breathing exercise. And it's a meditative exercise, just helps the mind to heal the body and just keep the mind in the here and the now. There's also this exercise that can really help promote sleep as well, so it might be something you want to just do at night and can recharge our depleted energy. So it can also help as well if you have arthritis or any other kind of bone diseases. So let's just allow ourselves just to settle for a moment. Palms facing up towards the sky and shoulders dropping down. Just making sure that you are comfortable. And each exhalation you take, just feel yourself releasing down into the earth. Feel the weight of the body dropping. Feel that flow of the breath. Now I just want you to imagine you have little holes in the end of your toes. And on the in-breath, breathe in light through all the toes and the joints of the foot. And then up the right leg to the thigh. And as you exhale, just imagine all the tension and all the toxins just being washed away. Excuse me. So just repeating that a few times, just take in as long as you like, just to gradually fill up all the bones in that right leg. Just imagine those bones filling with light, just breathing in, breathing out. And when you feel happy with that flow, just switch that awareness and do the same on the left leg. Just imagine those holes in the toes and just breathe in light through the bones and the joints of the foot, and then up the right leg to the thigh. As you exhale, just imagine all the toxins and all the tension just releasing from your body. And then breathing up the left leg. And breathing up the right leg. And just draw the light through the bones and the joint to the pelvis. And as you exhale, just take it down the right leg on the out breath. And then repeat up the right leg through the pelvis and down the left leg. It's almost like our alternate nostril breathing, but we're doing alternate leg breathing now. So then breathe in, up through the left leg, through the pelvis, and exhale out of the right leg. And then breathe in, up through the right leg, and exhale down through the left leg. Now just bring the awareness into your hands. And just imagine holes in the end of your fingers. And as you inhale, bring the light into the bones of your right hand, the wrist, the arm. And as you exhale, feel it wash away the tension and toxins. Just breathing up and down the arm. And then taking the awareness over to the left arm. Imagine holes in the ends of the left fingers. As you inhale, bring that light into the bones of the left hand, the wrist, the arm. Just feeling it wash away tension, toxins. And then take the in-breath up the left arm, through the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the collarbones, and down the right arm. And then up the right arm and down the left. So just imagine those holes in the fingers, then breathe in through the left, all the way up across the shoulders and over the shoulders and all the way down the left. And just doing that alternate nostril breathing through the fingers across the shoulders and out. Finding that balance through the bones. Now just bring the awareness down to the tip of the tailbone, the coccyx. And just imagine a little hole at the tip of the tailbone. And I want you just to imagine you're breathing light up your spine to your head. And as you exhale, feel it washing away tension, stress, any impurities just down and out of the back. So again, just breathing, just washing. Just feel that you're flushing through that spine. And breathe in all the way up to the crown, above the crown. Then as we exhale, all the way down to the root, just washing out any tension, any stress, any impurities out of that spine. Now bring your awareness to the centre of your chest, and as we breathe in, just take the light on, take this light on the in-breath, round the front of the ribs from the breastbone, and then on the out breath, back to the spine. So we breathe in through the little hole in the sternum, and as we exhale, we breathe all the way around the back of the ribs, and then breathe out through the back. Bring the awareness kind of to the front, breathe in, and then exhale all the way through the rib bones and out. And as we do this breathing, just releasing tension, just become aware of all your bones and all your joints just being filled with light. And if there's any areas still needing light, just take your attention to that area and breathe light into those areas. And if you reach a point along a pathway on the in-breath, such as an elbow, wrist or a vertebrae, through which the light cannot pass, and it becomes blocked or there's any area of pain, you can either stay and focus in on this breathing light in that area until it releases, or send the breath back down and draw it up again and again until it eventually clears. So just feel that breath flowing through the bones. Feel that light flowing through the bones. And just imagine your bones filled with warmth and light. Feel yourself radiating from the inside to the out with this light and stillness and peace. And then from here, just take a moment to be still, to be quiet, just to shine from within. And from here, take a nice long deep breath in. Feel your lungs, feel your bones expand, pressing down into the earth. And as you exhale, feel the body release. Bring some movement to your fingers, to your toes. Stretching, moving. Just do what feels right for you. And then bend those knees, bring those knees in towards the chest. Maybe rocking the knees from side to side. And when you're ready, just rocking over to the right hand side. Take those knees over, curling up on the right hand side. And then just very slowly and in your own time, just coming up into a seated position, taking your time. Sitting tall. From here, we're going to breathe in, lift both arms all the way up towards the sky. Stretch up into those fingers. Bring those palms together. Exhale, bring the hands all the way down to the heart center. Rub those hands, create some heat and energy within those hands. Not too hard that we scatter. And then from here, take those hands over the eyes. Just breathing in the light. Breathe in that energy. Open those fingers, let the light in. Seal your practice in today. Bring the hands down to the heart center. Look down towards the fingers. And breathe in and lift in the head. And thank you very much for your practice this morning. So I want you to, and for the rest of the day, just feel mindful about your breath, about your body, just looking after your body as well, keeping those kidneys and those feet warm and the head warm. When you go out, make sure you wrap up well. So thank you very much for your practice. Have a lovely day. Om Shanti.